Have you ever found yourself literally yelling at Siri in your car? Yeah, me too. Well, if that's you, then you're in the right place. We're about to show you how to swap out that frustrating old voice assistant with the raw power of ChatGPT. It's going to turn your commute from a total chore into maybe the most productive part of your day. All right, let's dive right in. You know the feeling, right? You're trying to keep your eyes on the road, you ask Siri what seems like a simple question, or you try to ask a follow-up and you just get back that dreaded, "I'm not sure I understand." It's more than just a little annoying. It completely breaks your concentration and kills whatever thought you were trying to have. And this slide really gets to the heart of the problem. Over on the left, you've got Siri. It's basically a command-based assistant. It's built for very specific one-shot tasks like call mom or what's the weather. But on the right, you have ChatGPT. This is a generative AI. It's designed for a natural, back-and-forth conversation. It actually remembers what you just said and can handle really complex follow-ups. It's a whole different league. So here's the crucial point. This isn't just about convenience. When Siri fails, you get frustrated. And what do we do when we're frustrated? We might actually give up and dangerously reach for our phone to start typing. That is a massive safety risk. This limitation turns what should be a helpful tool into a legitimate source of distraction. So why has it been this way for so long? Well, for years, Apple kept CarPlay completely locked down. But thankfully, a few recent key changes have finally pried that door open for a huge upgrade. Let's just take a quick look at how we got here. This timeline really tells the story. Back in 2014, CarPlay came out, and Siri was the only game in town, a classic Apple walled garden. But the game started to change with the new Apple Intelligence updates, which allows Siri to hand off complex questions. And now, deep integration with the Shortcuts app finally lets us bypass Siri entirely. We've gone from a locked system to an open one. And that brings us right to the solution. The entire upgrade we're talking about is possible because of one of the most powerful and honestly most underused apps on your iPhone, Shortcuts. This little app is the key that unlocks a true AI co-pilot for your car. Okay. Before we actually build it, here's a quick checklist of what you're going to need. Just make sure your iPhone is running the latest version of iOS, you've got the official ChatGPT app from the App Store installed, you're signed in, and, of course, that you have a car with Apple CarPlay. Yep, that's it. It's that simple. All right, let's get to the fun part and actually build our AI Copilot. I promise this is a really simple 4-step process. You absolutely do not need to be a programmer to pull this off. So here's our game plan. First, you download the app. Second, and this is the most important part, we're going to build the shortcut that acts as the brain for this whole operation. Third, we'll connect to CarPlay just to test it out. And finally, the best part, we'll set up a voice or button trigger to make it totally seamless. Let's get into step 2. Okay, all the magic really happens inside the Shortcuts app. We're basically building a super simple workflow. The first and main action you need is start voice conversation with ChatGPT. When you add that, it's going to ask you what the query should be. Just set that to ask each time. That makes sure that every time you run it, it's listening for a brand new question. That's it. The response from ChatGPT then automatically gets sent to your device's audio output. And in the next section, we'll make sure that output is your car's speakers. And now for the absolute best part. We're not just adding an app to your car. We are going to integrate it so deeply that it feels like it came from the factory this way. This is all about getting a true, effortless, hands-free experience. This right here is the ultimate goal. We can actually map our brand new shortcut directly to the voice command button on your steering wheel. What that means is you completely skip that clunky, "Hey Siri, ask ChatGPT" command. No more of that. You just press the button and speak directly to your new, way smarter assistant. That's it, just one button press. That is all that will separate you from having a basic command taker to having a powerful conversational AI that can help you draft emails, brainstorm ideas, whatever you want, all while you keep your hands on the wheel and your eyes on the road. Now, a lot of guides out there will just show you the happy path and then leave you hanging if things don't work perfectly the first time. So let's get ahead of that and proactively fix the 2 most common glitches people run into. First up is the audio routing bug. You know this one. You trigger the shortcut, you ask your question, but then ChatGPT's voice responds from your phone's tiny little speaker instead of your car's booming audio system. It's super common and incredibly annoying. So the fix for this is just one specific action inside the shortcut's logic.
All you have to do is add a block called Set Playback Destination and make sure you set it to your car's Bluetooth or CarPlay connection. This basically forces your iPhone to send the audio exactly where you want it to go. Problem solved.
The second major headache is the dreaded screen lock issue. You press the button, but because your iPhone is in your pocket and it's locked, it needs Face ID or a passcode, and the shortcut just fails. This completely defeats the entire purpose of having a hands-free system in the first place. The fix for this one is all in the details. When you're making the shortcut, just tap on its name up at the top, head over to the Privacy tab, and make sure that Allow Running When Locked is switched on. This one little toggle gives the shortcut permission to use the microphone and run in the background without you having to unlock your phone. It's a crucial detail for a truly hands-free setup. So once you've got this all set up and working, what have you really accomplished? Well, you haven't just installed an app. You have fundamentally upgraded your car's brain, and you've completely changed what's possible during your drive. As OpenAI's CEO Sam Altman says, voice mode is the future of ambient computing. And what you're building here is a little piece of that future. It's all about having smart tech that just works for you, seamlessly, in the background of your life, whether you're at home, in the office, or behind the wheel. And let's just bring it all back to safety and efficiency. This chart says it all, really. Manually messing with your phone is obviously a huge distraction. Fumbling with Siri's rigid commands is better, but it's still distracting. But having a smooth, natural conversation with an AI that actually gets you, that dramatically lowers your cognitive load, which makes your drive both safer and more productive. So what's the big takeaway here? You've just turned all that dead time stuck in traffic into active, productive time. You can draft complex emails, plan out your entire day, research topics, or just riff on new ideas, all through a simple conversation. You have effectively transformed your car into a mobile office. And that really just leaves us with one final thought. You now have an incredibly powerful AI wired directly into your vehicle, waiting for your command with the press of a single button. So the only question left is, what are you going to ask it first?